click, no start problem. I will tell you right now, the vehicle's running. I just pulled the carpets out. I don't know what's going on here. I got a couple of vehicles. Okay. So long story short, you hear the car's running right now. I'll get you a start. Okay, so this goes here, right? So if you look at your battery, you got your negative terminal, positive terminals under here, and this whole thing is pretty loose. Right now, this battery I got from O'Reilly's, and it was recommended for OEM specifications and use, so I went ahead and purchased it. It was not a cheap battery, and ever since then I have been having click no start issues. So what I'm gonna do, if you look at that, most cars, you cannot have any vibration whatsoever. Right now the car is running because of the alternators providing a primary voltage. But every time I went to start this car, it would click and it just would not start. Like I was saying, the vehicle would click and not start. I jumped it a couple times and it actually worked. I think that's because when I attached the battery cables, I attached them back here instead of the posts that are under the hood. And when you do that, I think you end up tightening it somehow just enough by connecting the jumper cables that it actually works. So what I'm gonna do now is I have made a purchase, and hopefully this fixes it. If you're not a part of the Genesis Facebook group, I recommend being a part of it. This is actually where I got the idea from. There's a guy there, I believe his name is Ed. He was a big help to me, and he got this fixed. So what I'm gonna do is I got these battery shims, and looking at the battery shims, hopefully this will fix the problem. Now, I'm not gonna put it on both terminals. I'm only gonna put it on the positive battery terminal, which again, right here is my positive battery terminal. And oh, FYI, I also heard that if you have a lot of corrosion on these batteries, the car doesn't like it. So here we go. All right, so I'm in the vehicle. Yes, that is my real mileage. Yep. So I'm gonna stop it. You can see how it just died. That's not what we want to see. If you look in the rearview mirror, my screen is halfway down. If I try to start it, I got nothing. If I go back here to the battery, see if you can listen closely. I'm just gonna wiggle this. You see the light come on? Hopefully you did. All right. I can actually from here see the red light on the dash. But see, that's no bueno. Shouldn't be able to wiggle that at all. And the light is on in the door. We got some lights on the dash. And when you go to start it, the lights go out because there's not enough connectivity. And what I believe the problem is, in a lot of electrical systems, if there's a lot of current draw, you need a specific amount of physical connectivity between 2 points, whether it's your negative terminal or your positive terminal. And if you don't have enough connectivity, if it's barely touching, when that serious amount of amperage demand from an electrical system is required, in this case, it's going to be your starter. When that happens, I believe it just doesn't work. Like, it just doesn't work. So we're going to try to put these on and see what happens. All right, first thing I'm going to do is remove the positive battery terminal. So here we go. And the car is coming on. Usually you connect your negative battery terminal first, but because we're having all these issues, I'm just gonna go ahead and remove that one. Just don't touch. Actually, let me go ahead and take this off first. Negative one first. That's what you should do. It's the right thing to do. So here we go, lift off. All right, so now battery's dead, or car's dead, no connectivity. So no arcing, no spark. Okay, the other thing I like to do is just connect this here. If you look, there's not that much. Once you remove this plastic connector, unplugging this is gonna give you a little bit of extra slack. And so is unplugging this here. If you didn't see what I just did, there's this cable plugged in there. This cable plugged in here. Okay. Now, here's the other thing. There's a black nut back there. You gotta get that thing. I'm also gonna explain something very important here. Very, very, very important. All of these nuts are not the same. Okay? This one is black and it's flat on the bottom. Okay? So this is not meant for electrical connectivity. It's got no really exposed metal. And if you use this in the wrong spot, well, it's exposed metal. Well, I guess basically what I'm saying is put this where you got it from. One thing I like to do, we have that plastic battery cover, terminal cover. Just put this in a spot where it's not gonna fall. Put your nut in there, okay? And in this case, this whole thing can kind of come free. Now, I don't like putting a lot of stress on electrical cables, okay? So you can develop other problems. But as you can see, we have access to the battery terminal right there, okay? This is, once again, positive. And this is all the positive side. There's a lot of components in here. You don't want to mess and really jack this thing up, okay? Just in case you don't, I'm gonna read the warnings. It says, always wear safety glasses when working around batteries. Warning, batteries produce explosive gases, keep away from children, and follow all safety instructions. So that's what we're gonna do. And we disconnected the negative side and the positive side, so there's no arcing, no sparking, there's no risk of any damage to the vehicle or whatever else, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the package. I'm gonna get it installed and see what happens. All right, here we go. I'm trying to do this with one hand primarily. My concern is that with the shim here, this thing not fitting all the way. Right? All right, so it is raining in my neighborhood. My truck is way over there, getting soaked. Man. Anyway, back to the project. So this post, just to give you an example, this post is a pain to get on. All right, so when you put it on, for example, right here, it slides on, you know, the battery post pretty well, okay? And then in this case, on the negative terminal side, you know, the outside diameter of this is slightly bigger than the inside diameter here. So it's gonna take some persuasion. So I'm not gonna show you what I use to persuade the battery on, but yeah. Anyway, so I lightly tapped the, the shim onto the battery post, and I pushed this down as best as I could. Now we're gonna tighten it. All right, so I'm not really happy with how that's sitting. Not sure how well you can see that. Really not happy with how that's sitting in there. I got a little bit of a lip, it's not sitting flush. But I'm gonna see what happens here. I got this tight. I tightened down this bolt as far as I can. I've tightened down this bolt as far as I can. I tightened down this bolt. When I say as far as I can, I'm talking about within manufacturer specifications. Anyway, see how much tighter this is? And the shim is in there. My recommendation would be maybe the Super Smart battery. These terminals might be slightly smaller than OEM, or I'm gonna have to get a new one of these because, yeah. But we're gonna crank it up and see if it works. So, my lovely assistant is gonna do the thing for me. Go ahead, darling. It's cranking right up, no issues at this point. I think that's the fix.